Hi, I thought I'd do a small devlog to explain a bug I recently fixed. So you can probably see it's the flickering of the blocks, and it takes multiple clicks to break a single block. And there is an error where if you break a block near the sand, for example, there'll be sand underneath the grass, which shouldn't happen with the noise. So this bug took quite a while for me to actually fix it. It first started when I converted over from UE4 to 5. So there wasn't flickering before, and then when I converted over, everything was flickering. So my first thought was that multiple blocks are spawning in the same location, since it took multiple clicks to break just one. But after looking through my code, I couldn't find any errors, and I made some checks where, because it's instance stag meshes, you can't just check the location of them. So I had to do overlap events, which obviously made the performance absolutely awful, and it didn't work. So, and I also did the same with an array, which same results. But yeah, so I couldn't find any errors, and so I tried to revert back to UE4 because I thought that might be the easiest option. But after doing some work in there, I found that the same error was happening, it just wasn't flickering. So it just wasn't, I couldn't see it, which stumped me. So I came back and I wrote a bit of code so that it'll count how many blocks are being spawned per chunk, which should be a maximum of 23,000. And they're spawning between like 10 and 15,000, which is the correct amount, obviously, because the height of the mountains and the amount of caves will lower the amount. So about 3/4 to like a half is roughly correct. So it spawned the right amount of blocks, but it just wasn't the flickering. So I went to check, and by breaking some blocks, and I found that it took exactly 4 blocks, like at most, 4 clicks at most to break a single block. So from that I thought about it, and I found that it's probably 2 by 2 blocks overlapping each other. So I went in my code, and the scale of everything was set correctly, but it was still too big and obviously not working. So I checked my code, and I found that when spawning in the new blocks, where is it? Here it is. The scale was being set to 1, which I looked over so many times, and same for all the other blocks being spawned. And so I changed them, and it obviously worked. I'll show you that now. So this is after the changes. So set the scale to half when spawning them in, and obviously the flicking's gone, everything breaks in 1 click, and it's all fixed now. It took me longer than I'd like to admit to fix this. It was just such a small, tucked away error that I overlooked so many times, and I had it stuck in my head that it was multiple blocks spawning or something wrong with my code, because that was the biggest part of my code I thought would be in there. But yeah, at least it's fixed now. Everything's fixed. But yeah, hopefully that would help someone if someone somehow done the same thing as me, or at least given you a look into how I fix things. But yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.